Well, g'day fishers, welcome to our Easter long weekend fishing report. And I'll tell you what, that rain that we had there over a week ago or whatever it was is now forgotten. It's going to be a glamour weekend, so get out there and get fishing. And the fishing's even better now that that rain is over. A bit of a flush and it's definitely stirred things up. So let's get into it. So in the bay at the moment, like I said last week, the bay's fishing better to the east of Soldiers Point. Don't worry about too much fishing to the west of Soldiers Point. It's still pretty fresh up that way, but the influence of the bigger tides we had with the full moon during the week has definitely helped things inside the bay. Although it's still pretty murky, the fish are starting to respond pretty well at the moment. Lots of bream around at the moment, as you can imagine. They've also started to do their migration outside onto the beaches and the washes, as they do, along with the mullet. But plenty of bream around. I know the breakwall's been fishing pretty well this week. Likewise, the Anchorage breakwall. So the bream are starting to find their way back into the estuary system. Shoal Bay Beach, believe it or not, after dark's been fishing well for bream as well. There's a few whiting on shoalies still, believe it or not, even though it's dirty. So things are starting to look up. Some good flatties around, especially on the local beaches. So Bagnall's Beach on the high tide, down along Nelson Bay Beach, Corlett, and then back down the eastern end of Shoal Bay. But just look at those incoming tides if you can to target your flatties, or if you're in a boat, just fish the deeper edges, maybe just at the start of the run out. So all things starting to happen inside the bay at the moment. But the big news is the beaches are fishing unbelievably well, and you'd expect that this time of year with the mullet run starting. But up at Fingal this week, Fingal's just been extraordinary. There's been everything from big flatties to mulloway, some big tailor, bream, so it's been absolutely firing on Fingal at the moment. So too Samurai, but you've got to walk into Samurai at the moment. 1 mile's not fishing too bad, especially when we get a northeast wind. 1 mile fish pretty well, especially up towards Middle Rock. Not sure how Berubie's going, whether they're opened that up for the weekend. Maybe check with National Parks, but I'm sure Berubie's fishing really well. So beach is fishing exceptionally well at the moment, and some, like I said, some really nice fish around. So get into the beaches this weekend. On the rocks, much the same. Some rock fishing's been pretty good. Some good reds around at the moment. Seen some nice photos, some really nice snapper caught off the rocks, especially down towards Boat Harbour. Longtails are still about. Heard of a couple of longtails off the rocks, but sharks have been a bit of a problem at the moment. Even though the water's dirty, those longtails are still there. A few drummers starting to kick about as well. That water's tamed off a little bit in temperature, so there's a few pigs around, so expect to fish pretty well on the rocks this weekend. Now, the offshore scene, yes, the water's dirty. It's dirty everywhere at the moment, everywhere you look, but it's not hindering the fishing. I had a little quick go on Monday afternoon, caught snapper on the plastic, some real nice ones, 3 to 4 kilos. Managed a cobia on a plastic, only a little one, and even a long tail on a stick bait. So the fishing outside at the moment has been fishing really well. I just fished the washes around Broughton on the western side of Broughton there, so fish really well. Spoke to Chris Pride, he got some really nice snapper as well, up to 5 kilos. So all in all, the offshore fishing's pretty well. Like I said, the longtails are there around the Sisters and Dark Point. Like I said, the water is dirty, but don't let that deter you. The fish are in it. Brad off Dr. Hook fished the deeper reefs, 80 metres, got some nice dewies during the week. The only thing that's missing is probably the marlin. But anyway, if you head to the shelf, you might find a few blues, blacks and stripes out that way. So, but the other news is be careful when you're running out there. I took some footage. There's some flotsam and jetsam out there. And also I heard today there's a telegraph pole floating around out there. So just be careful you're leaving early in the dark. There's plenty of debris still floating around, which you can imagine that's going to go on for quite a while at the moment. Anyway, like I said, fishing is red hot at the moment. So get out there, get amongst it this weekend. We are open from 6 a.m. every day till 5 p.m. through to Friday through to Monday. So if you need anything, we've got plenty of fresh bait, plenty of live worms, plenty of everything. Anyway, that's it for this week. Enjoy your weekend. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of fish caught.